We are talking with Tanya Tucker, who is performing in Eau Claire at the State Theater Friday, October 30th, 7:30 p.m. show. You've been around to Western Wisconsin, the Chippewa Valley before. What do you like about our area? What do you like about Western Wisconsin and this part of the country?
Well, it's a beautiful place, actually. We love to go there. I've been going there since I was 14, and Wisconsin has been a really great state for us. We've worked there a lot, and we have a lot of great fans there. So we're looking forward to coming.
You're on a bit of a tour right now. What are some of the songs you're performing right now? I know you've been performing in Nashville a little bit of late, and there's some other dates here and there. What's making up your set list right now?
Well, basically, we're just taking a trip down memory lane. A lot of the hits that I've had, and we just got back on the road because I've been off for about 4 years, and decided that the fans basically decided that I should be back on the road. So along with that consensus, we decided to put a band together and get our buses and come back out on the road, and that's what we're doing. So I've got a brand new band, and we just we're in the beginning stages of learning all the old songs again, and doing the songs that people want to hear. And Two Sparrows and a Hurricane, Down to My Last Teardrop, Just Another Love, One Love at a Time, and Delta Dawn, and we've got a lot of years to cover in a short amount of time. So we try to do the best we can do for the fans.
Talking with Tanya Tucker here ahead of her performance in Eau Claire coming up later on this month. In terms of the songs you're bringing in, have you changed the arrangements at all, or do you change up the instrumentation, or are they more authentic to how either they were in the original albums, the original releases, / any adjustments you made over the years and then perform them live a certain way?
Yeah, no, I really am I like to stay true to the record. I think people want to hear the songs like the record. And I'm pretty much a stickler on that. I like that. Of course, sometimes we only have 5 pieces in my band, so we don't have some of the instruments that are on the records. We just kind of have to make do, like a steel guitar. I use a steel guitar in a lot of my records, but we don't have a steel guitar. But I have someone that plays dobro, and we kind of make do with things like that. You'd have to have a 12-piece band to have everything that's on the records, but I really do like to keep them as close to the records as I can get them. What
are there any particular songs that you would like to perform on stage over the years that either you typically don't or maybe you never have performed?
Oh yeah, I like to go off the grid and do some things by other artists sometimes, but we can't do a whole lot of that because fans really want to hear my stuff, and I have a hard time doing anybody else's stuff. But every now and then I'll throw something in. But our new songs we're learning now are "Fool Around and Fell in Love" by Elvin Bishop, and I really love that song. And we do a couple Merle Haggard songs. I might throw a George Jones song in sometimes. So we like to, there's one Charlie Rich song that I want to start doing called "Rolling with the Flow." Those are just kind of songs that I want to sing, and we'll throw them out there sometimes, and then we'll learn something else. It keeps it fresh, and I like that.
And speaking of fresh, of all the current artists, or really, let's throw this wide open, any artist in particular, not even necessarily country, but any music genre, which would you most like to work with and why?
Well, there's a lot of people. I'd love to work with Steve Miller Band, and Tom Petty. Bob Dylan's asked me to do something. We want to do something together. And I was talking to Don Henley the other night about doing a project where I get some of my biggest, most favorite artists to maybe produce one side on me a piece, and do it like a project like that, and some kind of duet or some kind of project like that for a record. And I have a lot of projects that I'd like to work on. I have yet to do a Christmas album, which I probably need to be doing. I'd like to work with Merle Haggard a little bit because I love his songs, and he's just a big hero of mine. And to work with him on a project would be on a record would be really great. So I talked to Charlie Pride the other day, and he wants to do something. And so there's a lot of things in the works. We just haven't had the time in our schedule to do the things that to do some of these things. And it's just a matter of getting the time to do it. In between my touring and my kids and my animals and my fans, there's not much time left over.
I was going to say, I almost smell a duets album coming out here, kind of like one of the Santana or Tony Bennett ones, or what Lionel Richie did his project as well. I almost wonder if that's going to come at some point down the future, or at least an EP or something like that.
I think that would be an awesome EP. Unfortunately, EPs are too small. I'd like to do a big one, a big double album of duets with people that I'd love to sing with. No matter if it's Merle Haggard or Bob Dylan. I mean, I have a duet already with Frank Sinatra, so hopefully we'll be able to add to that and make a whole album.
That'd be
awesome.
Talking with Tanya Tucker, and speaking of a new album, I'd read in a previous interview that you were hoping to have a new album, I think if I read correctly, by 2016 in terms of solo work. Any insight onto the type of songs and type of music you're working on, or any other musicians in general or songwriters with which you're collaborating?
Well, one of my favorite songwriters is Chuck Cannon. He's just a great artist and songwriter and singer, and I discovered his music a few years ago, an album called God-Shaped Hole, which is probably one of my very favorite albums of all time. And I've got one of his songs on the new album that we hope, I don't know, but it looks like, to be realistic, probably the first of the year.
Okay.
And I've already got it about done. It's I'd say 90% done.
Nice. Very good. Just a little bit more mastering and mixing and that sort of thing to all put together?
Yeah, exactly. And I think I'm going to add maybe 3 more songs.
Oh, nice. I mean, how close can you get to the release date and still be working on new material?
Oh, right up until the end. But like I say, I've about got it finished, and it won't take much to just cross the T's and dot the I's and then do the artwork and the pictures and all that, and put it out there. Because that's what I want, is to have some new music out there.
And it's going to be coming very...
I'm looking forward to singing some new music,
That'll be nice to start rotating those into the live shows, I'm sure, at some point. How much new music would you do in a live show when we get into January, February? Or are you going to start doing some before the album comes out?
How much...
new music.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Oh, yeah, more. How much new music, like, will you be unveiling new songs in the live show? Or do you wait till the album comes out and then start unveiling them along with the classics?
I think I might start doing some of them before the album release. I might do a few, and there's this particular few that I would like to do, and we'll probably start doing those because it's kind of neat to have some new material, and what better place to do it than in front of fans that I've had forever,
It'll give reason to go.
Share that with them.
It'll be good reason to go find you elsewhere on tour, even after the Eau Claire show is coming up October 30th. Talking with Tanya Tucker, how would you say, in country music in general, how would you say the climate is different for young female musicians? Let's take maybe some of the bigger names right now. Your Kelsey Ballerinis, your Maddie and Tays. Coming up today compared to when you were a younger artist, granted younger than they are now, obviously, back in the 1970s. How is the climate different today from then?
Well, it's totally changed. I mean, the way that we work, the way that we record, it's a whole different ballgame now. We used to do everything live in the studio, and to go out and promote the album, and I mean, we recorded it live. I didn't do any overdubs or anything. We did it. If one person messed up, we had to go back and do the whole song again. And now we just piece records together, it seems like. I'm not a fan of that. I like to go in with a group of guys and create something really magical and come out with a hit, you know. And it's kind of different now. But our technology has gotten so much better. You know, now you don't hardly have to show up at the studio. I mean, the people aren't even showing up at the studio to make records. I mean, they got instruments that can do so many things. But like I say, I'm kind of old-fashioned when it comes to that. I like to do it the old-fashioned way. And I think, you know, the mistakes and all, you know, that's what makes it special. Anything too perfect is not... I just think I love the imperfections of a great song and a great record. But nowadays, too, you have a one-hit record and you're out there making a lot of money and spending a lot of money. I don't think I need all the hoopla. I just like to have some great lights, a great light man, and a great band, and then I think I'm set.
And you don't need any auto-tune.
It's a lot different now. It's hard. It's hard no matter what year it is for a girl. It's just always been harder for girls than it is for the men. I don't know why. I think it's I don't know, because there's a lot of great female singers out there, and it just seems to be really hard to get going and to be up there with the guys. So we hope to change that.
If social media had been around in your early years, how do you think you would have used Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that stuff compared to even how you use it now? How do you think it would have been different in your in 70s, 80s, even to the 90s? How do you think that would have been? Your career would have been different had that been around back then.
Well, I failed to mention that social media is one of the biggest changes that that music has had. All the record stores are closed, and it's a different world now. How you sell records and if records are even going to be sold anymore. I mean, we're right in a transitional period. But if social media would have been back then, I mean, it would have been good for us on one hand and maybe not so good on the other. But I'm kind of glad they weren't around.
Mm-hmm. It would have been...
it's just having them on you all the time it makes it difficult to live your life and have any privacy. Makes it real difficult.
The last question for you, talking with Tanya Tucker, about Glen Campbell and about where he's at right now. Your general thoughts on his career looking back now. I mean, he's still with us, but we all know where he's at. The documentary, just your general thoughts on Glen.
Well, I haven't been able to watch the documentary yet. I just haven't got the nerve to do it. But it's too sad for me, and I think about him every day. He was a strong, a big influence in my life, and we have so many great memories. I have so many of him in my life, and I think it's just a sad way to depart. And but there's no mistake about how important he was to the music industry and fans in general around the world. He was one of the best and always will be one of the best. And the only thing I could say is that I'm remiss that I can't say goodbye or talk to him. He's on a pretty tight, as far as his privacy and all that. So, but I keep in touch by his older son and his oldest daughter, Debbie and Travis. They come and see me, and we talk about good old times. And when they come in town to see him, I always see them. So I have a connection there that I kind of find out how he's doing and keep that line of communication open. And I hope the best for him.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to your concert coming up. There was one of the young sports guys here at the station. I mentioned I was about to interview, and was like, "You're talking to Tanya Tucker?" So there's a lot of interest around here around the Eau Claire area, and we're looking forward to the show October 30th. Welcome back to the Chippewa Valley, Tanya Tucker. Thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed it very much.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.